Hey guys, today I'll give you a top 10 DC movies list. For this, I'm counting down my 10 favorite DC movies. Number 10, V for Vendetta. This is actually one of the earliest DC movies about how the corrupt government in the late, well, let's say 1800s in London has fallen into chaos, and a vigilante known as V takes justice into his own hands. Number 9, Man of Steel. Anyone who knows me, you'll know I am not a fan of Superman, but I actually didn't mind this movie. It's a more darker version of how Krypton was destroyed and how Superman grew up. And ironically, his first enemy to defeat is not Lex Luthor, in fact, it's General Zod. With Superman portrayed by Henry Cavill, it basically brings in, will later bring into Batman v Superman. Number 8, Batman Returns. This is the second Tim Burton Batman movie with Michael Keaton playing the Dark Knight. With this, you've got Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Danny DeVito being played as Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer being played as Catwoman. And I still gotta say Michael Keaton is a brilliant Batman. Number 7, Watchmen. The Watchmen is actually one of the most graphic superhero movies and one of the most graphic novels as well. In a world where vigilantes and superheroes are now illegal, these superheroes still linger around in the shadows, especially Rorschach trying to investigate the murder of the comedian who is a fellow Watchman. When it turns out one of their allies, Ozymandias, was plotting against them the whole time. Number 6, Batman. Being directed by Tim Burton in 1989, this was actually one of the most successful DC movies, with Michael Keaton portraying Batman and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. It also gave one of the greatest portrayals of Joker that we've ever seen. Not only that, it has some of the greatest quotes and some of the best music. Number 5, Batman Begins. Now, with Batman Begins, this is a much more recent version of how Batman came to be, with Christian Bale now playing the Caped Crusader and having to cope with his past coming back, as it's the League of Shadows, or Assassins if you want to be real with it. The League of Assassins and the leader Ra's al Ghul, who invade Gotham. And Dr. Jonathan Crane, aka Scarecrow, is also causing trouble. Number 4, The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises, sorry. The Dark Knight Rises is one of the most successful DC movies. It's got such thrilling picture art, and the fight between Batman and Bane is pretty much Shakespearean. And how he's had to come out of basically retirement after The Dark Knight. Number 3, Suicide Squad. A lot of people thought that this one was a big downfall. I kind of liked it. With Margot Robbie as Harley, Jared Leto as Joker, Will Smith as Deadshot, it's actually a pretty decent iteration of the squad. I've always liked the Suicide Squad, but this one actually brings it out. But not to a great extent, but I do still like it. It's pretty funny. Number 2, The Dark Knight. One of the most successful DC movies, and my favourite in the Christopher Nolan series. The Dark Knight is pretty much the movie that gave us the best version of the Joker, being portrayed by Heath Ledger. And it's just a brilliantly made film. It's got as much action as you could want. It's got some thrilling dialogue as well. And also it gave us Joker's greatest quote. Why so serious? Number 1, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This movie brought two of the most iconic comic book characters together for one fierce battle. Now, it really comes from the pages of the Dark Knight Returns storyline, and with Batman making his new suit to battle against Superman, they actually start to join forces against Doomsday, who appears later in the film, and so does Wonder Woman, but she fights with them instead of against them. Also, we see some Easter eggs for Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. Well, that's my list, guys. Oh, and a special shout out to my biggest fan, who is also my girlfriend, Erin. I love you, babe. And I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, like and subscribe, and I'll